In high school, what did you learn about personal finance? How about college? Did they cover credit, investing, entrepreneurship? Or did you only enroll in the classes you needed to meet the graduation requirements? Well, these classes were generally considered to be meaningless, much like calculus, astronomy, and anthropology. The more time that has passed since college, the more I regret how much knowledge was left out. We're told by the world to go and obtain an education and a job and everything will be fine. But sadly, it's just not that easy. You need to learn a lot more about money than what you will ever learn in school if you want to succeed in the real world. Almost all success stories are built on the foundation of personal finance. Currency Confidence has developed a list of 8 of the most crucial guidelines that everyone should follow to be ahead of the game with their finances. This will save you the stress and anxiety of having to learn from your mistakes. Here are 8 of the most crucial personal finance rules that you will never learn in school, so grab a pen and paper. And while you're at it, click that subscribe button so you can increase your financial IQ. Let's get started. Number 1, student loans aren't always necessary. Contrary to popular belief, you don't actually need student loans to receive a college degree. The latter can be obtained without one. 85% of recent graduates regret their high student loans and the significant amount of money they must spend paying it off as soon as they begin working. It isn't always necessary. The purpose was to pursue your degree. Some universities, such as Davidson College in Charlotte, assist students in avoiding debt. Other institutions provide great education at a much lower cost than private institutions. You could also enroll in a less expensive institution, work while you study, graduate quickly, or start your education at a community college. But we're not advocating that everyone should aim for a debt-free education. It may be worthwhile in some circumstances. A few $1,000 shouldn't stand in the way of your entry into a highly lucrative career. Do not, however, make this debt the primary reason that you are a college student. Number 2, save, save, save. You are taught in school to set aside at least 10% of your salary. But let's be honest, this isn't enough to support yourself in retirement. Well, unless you're making millions of dollars. A respectable savings rate for the majority of us with steady employment will be between 25 and 40%. We're not suggesting that saving 10% is completely meaningless. It could be a great place to start. You could reduce your spending and pointless expenses to save more money. Put your money in a savings account with a higher interest rate rather than spending on frivolous, unnecessary things. Number 3, emergency fund. You might not have learned about emergency fund in the classroom. Fortunately for you, you have Currency Confidence to educate you on it. According to recent data, 40% of Americans lack the resources to handle a $400 emergency. This troubling figure only serves to highlight how little emphasis people play on having an emergency fund. What if your job disappeared today? Would you have enough cash on hand to pay for everything? The general rule is to have 6 months worth of expenses saved up, but we advise making it more if you can. Number 4, basics of budgeting. Even though budgeting is absolutely essential in life, you won't learn about it in school. Sadly, not learning the fundamentals of budgeting in school can put you at a disadvantage when you graduate, especially when you move out. One may experience hardship after hardship if they are unable to manage their finances and distinguish between wants and needs. Everybody should understand how to organize a lifestyle that is paid for by earned income. This includes knowing how to budget for all expenses while also making sure there is money left over for basics like groceries and savings. Budgeting is crucial, but let's face it, hardly anyone likes keeping track of every single dollar they spend. Instead, you can use a strategy we like to call tactical budgeting. This requires creating budgets and plans over an extended period of time. For instance, you may decide what you want each month and make a budget for the upcoming 6 months that includes your needs, wants, and respective prices. To make sure you don't go over budget, divide the funds from the plan you prepared into various accounts. You can then occasionally reference your list to keep you on track. Number 5. Compound interest. The power of compound interest may be the world's best kept financial secret. Time is the one thing that every young person has over everyone else. They may not immediately reach their financial goals, but they have an advantage when it comes to investing. All they need to do is take advantage of the powerful effects of compound interest. Young people can accumulate significant wealth over the course of their lives by saving modest amounts of money in high-interest accounts. Here is a perfect example to demonstrate the significance of compound interest. If someone gave you 2 choices, the first would be $3,000 and the second would be a penny that doubles in value every other day. I suspect the majority of people would pick the first option. I'm sure you did as well. However, if you do the math, the second option would be worth $10 million after 30 days. If that's not enough to convince you to start taking advantage of this incredible opportunity to grow your wealth, then I don't know what will. Number 6, credit secrets. The majority of young people max out their credit cards right away after obtaining their first ones. They then wind up with a life that is completely consumed by debt, where they are required to pay off substantial sums of interest. And in some circumstances, this leads to late payments that may have a significant negative impact on them. The value of keeping good credit ratings and a long credit history is something that most individuals are completely ignorant of. However, if schools paid more attention to teaching students this life skill, they would certainly be aware of the secrets. Here's what you should know. Your credit score is one of the most crucial aspects of your financial health and typically dictates where you stand financially as an adult. A good score makes it much simpler to buy a home, get a car, or get a business loan. It also makes it much easier to reach other milestones in the future. The significance of credit cannot be overlooked any longer. Everyone must understand how to establish credit and maintain a good score at all times. Here are some suggestions on how to do this. First, get a credit card. Although the majority of people believe attaining a credit card is a mistake, it is actually crucial for establishing your credit score. I'll give you a good example. I know a guy named Kevin who, like some other people, delayed getting a credit card for the majority of his early years after leaving school. Doesn't seem like a major issue, right? But when he began looking for a home to buy and a car, he was unable to obtain any financing because his credit history was insufficient. As soon as you obtain a credit card and start using it, financial organizations start keeping track of all of your purchases and interest payments. They'll grade you on your efficiency and give you a score. Now, when you apply for a loan, your credit score will decide both the loan amount and the interest rate. Second, always make on-time payments on your loan. There is no other alternative, so if you owe money, make sure you pay it today. Number 7, taxes. Since taxes cover such a wide range of topics, they are rarely covered in class. If you want to stay on the right side of the law, it's critical to comprehend how they work. Learn how to compute the tax rate and determine how much money you will have left over before you receive your salary or complete any business sales. By doing so, you'll be better able to assess whether a job offer will satisfy your financial requirements and decide on the best pricing approach for your products or services. Fortunately, there are several online calculators available that can handle the heavy lifting for you. For instance, if you earn $35,000 per year in Manhattan, New York, you will have about $26,399 left over after taxes. Consider the marginal tax rate that influences your raise as well. For example, a raise from $35,000 to $41,000 will only net you an additional $345 a month rather than $500 a month. Make it a practice to prepare your own tax returns. There's a lot of incorrect information and bad counsel out there. Be cautious. Number 8. Purchasing your first home. You have likely heard the well-known belief: you must save up to 20% of the purchase price as a down payment if you want to purchase a home. You will be required to pay private mortgage insurance if you don't, which might seriously deplete your savings. What you weren't taught in school is that despite the discomfort of increased mortgage payments, there may be a financial benefit to paying more money now rather than delaying to save for the 20% deposit. The real estate appreciation rate has increased significantly over the previous 10 years in the United States, yet salary levels have remained seemingly unchanged. It is therefore impractical to begin saving 20% of the home's worth because it will only increase significantly over time. The guiding principle here is to proceed only if you are confident in your ability to save the money within at least 5 years. However, if it takes longer, the price will rise and you'll be chasing a changing goal. Your career goals can be attained in a variety of other ways. These were the top 8 lessons that you most likely didn't learn in school. The good news is that Currency Confidence has you covered. Well, that's it for today. We hope you picked up a few pointers. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more great information like this. We have plenty of finance videos that will help you grow abundantly, so stay tuned. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.